Yo, what is going on, you guys? So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. Now in today's video, I will be talking about the sports card market in general, where I believe it will go, what I believe you guys should do to stay safe in this market, because obviously with a lot of money comes a lot of danger. Anything can happen, so I will be talking about it. But before we get into that, I do want to say, as you guys know, I do have my membership program where I release all the cards I invested in that week, all the cards I sold that week, and all my long-term underground investments. So it's 10 cards that I believe should be sold, 10 cards that I believe should be bought, and 3 long-term underground NBA investments. Now, if you would like to go ahead and enter, you guys know I'm at Sports Card Invest on Instagram. My group has been making a lot of money over the past 3 months. If you guys are interested in joining, go ahead and message me on Instagram at Sports Card Invest. And it is $6.99 for the month or $40 for the year. But if you guys mention that you're from my YouTube, it is $5 for the month or $35 for the year. So go ahead and message me if you're interested in making some money with me. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and talk about the sports card market right now. So the first thing that I wanted to personally get into was companies overprinting. So as you guys know, what happened with the junk wax era in baseball mainly, and basketball, but mainly baseball, is when there was an insane amount of demand in the 90s. What happened, and the 80s, what happened was that companies like Topps at that time and Upper Deck started overprinting. So that means basically printing 5-6 times as many cards because they know it's all going to sell. Now, what that did to the market was it kind of crashed the market in a sense, right? Obviously, since then, now junk wax era cards do not go for much at all. As you can see, like these 250 packs for like $15. That's pretty, obviously, it did crash the market, not going to lie. But what I am saying about the junk wax era, comparing it to nowadays, is one, I think we're in a little bit different of a time. Now, what I mean by that is now the new standard is grading, obviously, like PSA, whatever it is, like that's a standard. Like StockX, they only sell graded cards, right? A lot of places, like grading was a standard, is a standard now, and was not a standard during the junk wax era. So that makes it a lot harder for, I guess, even if companies overproduce, there's a good chance that what will happen is ungraded cards will become super cheap, but PSA 10s will maintain a pretty decent value, I would say. Obviously, that could all change because there would be more PSA 10s, but another big variable is grading companies. So obviously, like we have PSA, BGS, so we can just say like Michael Jordan, and then like SGC and some other companies. What really the market relies on is the trust of these companies. If people aren't trusting PSA's prices are going to go down. If people don't trust BGS graded cards will go down. So that's a big thing, and PSA has shown a little bit of skepticism, so I'm not going to lie, that could be an area for concern. But my long-term guess is that PSA, if they need to, they will shape up. And, I really think that PSA will have a long future. PSA and BGS, I believe, will have a long future in the grading market just because so many people have already relied on them. So many people already have PSA. So many people already have BGS. So many people like the looks of them. All that's really, I feel, going to help them stay relevant and help them I guess, be trusted by people. So, another thing now we're going to kind of shift over to why I think that the sports card market will continue to rise for a few years at least. So one is the low barrier to entry. If you guys know, a lot of you guys are probably from sneakers, sneaker investors. So, a lot of you guys know to enter into a hobby like sneakers, to enter into a lot of other hobbies, you need at least $200-$300 at a bare minimum, right? With the sports card market, it's not that way at all. There's investments like Hawaii's Optic 2019-2020 that are literally $1 that I think are very good investments. So there's just absolutely no barrier to entry. Anyone can just join one day for $1, $5, however much they have. And I believe that that's going to keep little kids, not like, I guess, like low class, middle class, I believe that everyone can be involved and join at any level, and that's why I believe the sports card. That's one reason why I believe the sports card market will stay hot, is because as stuff gets popular, a lot of people try to join in. It's a new thing. Friends do it, so you do it. And that's really like anyone can invest without risking much. Anyone can invest without throwing in $200 to start. Like most other, say, sneakers, you can't buy a sneaker for $1, can't buy a shoe for $1, but you can buy a card for $1 that could go up. So that's one thing where I think it definitely helps the momentum of I guess if you call like sports cards a fad, right? Like just hot right now. Most fads last at least like 3 to 5 years at a bare minimum. So sneakers have already lasted like 10 years of cultural relevance and everything, and sports cards literally just started around beginning of this year. They started to skyrocket and gain relevance. So I believe that fads don't last 2 to 3 months. That's definitely not how it works. That'd be insane if it just, was a 2 to 3 month thing and then everybody just stopped collecting, stopped buying, stopped investing. Like when people get into something, if you get back into a hobby, and you buy and you invest, I don't think you're just going to magically stop investing after 2 months because it's hot, right? I really believe that fads last at least 4 to 5 years, and after 4 to 5 years, maybe when people get older and stuff and get into jobs, maybe it slows down then, but I do not see it slowing down anytime soon. And one way to kind of keep yourself safe from the fad is say it's like it obviously is extremely hot right now. Say it's gonna, I guess, start to slow down in a year or two. One good way to do that, one good way to save yourself is to diversify your investments. So obviously, guys, I would honestly argue that investing in younger guys is less risky. Younger proven guys such as Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, these guys, even if the market is not as strong when they reach their peak, like when when the sports card market, say beginning of last year, was not hot at all, Jordan was still blowing up. LeBron's cards were still going up. And that's why I see if guys like Luka Doncic and Tatum can continue to play well, their cards are going to go up no matter what the card market does, in my opinion. Guys like De'Aaron Fox, even if the card market's down, his PSA 10, if he's playing well, his PSA 10 is not just going to be $100. So I believe that investing in a nice amount of, I personally like 50-50. 50 is like into guys like LeBron, Steph, that I can make, continuously, like, I guess a safer, steep, or not as steep, but a safer, nice curve of value going up. But guys like Tatum and Fox could, if they continue to play well, they're just going to continue to go up a lot. Ooh, I don't know why this is still at $30. We're going to bid it up to around 80. But yeah, what I'm basically saying is guys like Tatum and Fox, if they continue to play well, it won't really matter if the sports card market's hot or not. Obviously, it helps if it's hot, but either way, guys like these are going to continue to shine and people will see investment opportunities. So I do not believe that, younger guys' sports cards are going to go down anytime soon. And then one other big thing is sports card betting, or gambling, right? So in Las Vegas, obviously people gamble. Not only that, but sports betting with FanDuel, DraftKings, all that is extremely popular. It's a huge industry. Bunch of people throw millions a year at it, and right now with no games on, nothing to bet on, a bunch of these sports bettors that I know are going into cards. Now what happens with that is they're realizing that how much more money they can make here, how less risky it is compared to their normal sports betting. Sorry about that. But yeah, how like it's a lot less risky but a lot higher reward than sports betting, because sports betting you're going to win 4 days in a week and lose 3 days in a week. That's kind of how it works. No matter how good of an expert you are, you're not going to win like more than 60 to 70% of the time. So once sports bettors get to know this market, which they are right now, they're throwing a ton of money in the market right now, and that's part of the reason why I think the sports market is insane right now, or the sports card market. So I believe when they see how this market is really making them a bunch of money, they're going to stick to sports cards rather than sports betting. I definitely believe that. And if that's the case, these cards are going to continue to go up over time. You're going to have the whole sports betting industry into sports cards. And that's really going to add a ton of money into the market and allow the market to continue skyrocketing. But what I would take out of this video is that you guys should make money while you can. If this takes 3 or 4 years, if this lasts only 1 to 2 more years, make money while you can, because then there's nothing better than being in a scorching hot market, and the sports card market right now is scorching hot. So I definitely recommend you guys make as much money as you can in the next few years, and then we're going to see where the market turns. But I definitely believe that at least within the next year or two, we are pretty safe. Fads do not last like months. They definitely last years. And I really believe that the card market will start to pick up again. It's been a tiny bit slow the past week or so on some cards, but guys like Tatum and stuff are still going up a lot every single day. And I really believe there's a lot of potential with the sports card market right now. Even now, after stuff has gone up a lot of people, when I talk to them about, such as like, oh, I'm investing in Luka Doncic, they're kind of like, oh, he already went up. He used to be $60. I really don't agree with that, I guess, sort of mentality. Same thing happened with Giannis. Even if you're not making the same profit margins as the people who came in really early, there's still so much money to be made in cards like Luka. They're going to be stars in the league for the next 20 years, 15, 20 years. And you really just got to ride with them. And I think that Luka is one of the guys who will really go up in value. I know a lot of PSA 10s are out there, but as long as there's demand, supply isn't too much of an issue in my opinion. It could be an issue if there's not enough demand, but if there's enough demand, I think supply, I can overlook and still invest in the card. It's better investing in a card that has a lot of demand, a lot of supply, than not enough demand and some supply. So I really believe that the sports card market is going to stay hot for years to come. And there will be a lot of opportunities to make money. Once again, if you guys are interested in my membership program and you would like to make money with me, go ahead and message me on Instagram at SportsCardInvest. Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Drop your opinions in the comment section below. And other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.